Good morning. Welcome to morning meditation. It is allergy season, and have not yet figured out how to get past allergies. My eyes are just going bonkers. Anyway, so I wanted to talk a little bit about blockages. Explain this to the grandkids. Blockages is trauma, of course. Blockages is any place where you have felt that you're not special, and any place where you have felt that based upon another person you are, which is jelly, or just I'm better than that person because of this. It's also all those little instances where you lied, where you chose your cleverness to come out and snipey stuff, and where you weren't kind to yourself. And there's so many ways to be unkind to ourselves, and they run rampant. It's really hard to control people who feel empowered to be themselves. So it has become part of a power play. We're coming out of the age of power play and violent energy into an age of new thoughts and new ideas and a fluffy, hold you, cuddle puppies compassion. All of these things get lodged in our body in different places. Mine, obviously, in my systems that handle allergies. And for us to make sure that we get all of them is a matter of repetition. The stuff you can remember, of course, you go through dealing with trauma and you do those exercises. For everything else, I can't remember every lie I told when I was a child. Can you? I learned not to lie eventually, but I can't remember every one, and I still tell the occasional white lie. I do. And for fun, I tell half-truths to my grandchildren because it's wonderful to watch them try to figure out whether or not that really is the truth. To keep track of them would be absolutely insane. So what do? We flood ourselves with good, and we do good, and we give good, and we care for us, and all of this acts like a thunderstorm. We're in northern Arizona, so we call it a monsoon. And that monsoon eventually does take out the blockages if you allow it to. Just a biggie. Am I going to allow it? Or am I going to hold on to them for dear life? And I going to make my life all about what I'm afraid of? Am I going to make my life all about the people who hurt me? Am I going to spend my time on blame? Am I going to spend my time being nasty? Am I going to spend my time on revenge, getting back at people? No. I'm going to do everything I can to spend my time creating a monsoon of goodness to be able to wash through all the blockages and carry them away. And it works. It really, really does. And it doesn't mean you get rid of them forever. We need that other stuff for us to appreciate how darn good we got it. And without having any reference on the other side, it's kind of hard. I think about a person who grew up silver spoon, everything laid out for them perfectly. They had intelligence, they had looks, they had charm, they had elegance and style. And so what happens? This person fixes their hair up one morning and they go out into the world, and then it messes up. And this can tear that person totally down. And it feels to that person the same way that a continued abuse feels to a person who has a much worse situation. And it's a really hard concept to grasp. I have to do it by telling the booster story. In the Yukon, they had a bunch of miners that would get together, and they were all in one camp so that they could share resources and chores, so they had more time for mining and things that they wanted to do with their newfound gold. So they decided that the person who complained the night before about the cooking was the person who cooked the night after that. And this particular gentleman had been in that position for a long time. He had been cooking and cooking and cooking, and nobody's complaining. Nobody wanted to do the work. So he decides he's going to end it once and for all. And he takes his pie shell and he puts his beautiful crust on the bottom, and he gets it all brown and crispy and nummy. And then he throws in a great big old moose turd. And then he puts the pie on the top, shell on the top, and he makes all the little markings in it, and he puts it in the oven, and when he pulls it out, it smells kind of like truffles. No, just kidding. Truffles are okay. It looks wonderful. It's what it does. It looks like this wonderful meat pie, and there's up and down the table, lined up. And the miners pretty much have gotten to the point where they smell so bad it's hard to tell when something else is smelling. So they sit down, everybody cuts them a great big old piece and puts it on their plate, and they start to eat. And they start to eat. And they're looking around. All right, who's going to be the first one to say something? It's not going to be me. I'm not going to be the first to say something. I'm not gonna. And finally one of them just bats his hand on the table, stands up and says, "My God, this is moose turd pie." But I like it. Where is it in your life that you have decided it's okay to like the moose turd pie because you don't want to do something? Get your butt out there. Do something. Take a first step. Offer kindness while you're already out there. Put the fear aside. It's my belief that this existence is a blip in our total existence, that our energy signature that is inside of our body goes on. This is the video game. And so if you've already had a couple of lives, probably got really good at the game. We only have a certain amount of lives, and then we start a new game. So let's start a new game today. Let's flood the world with love and kindness. They don't have to deserve it. Let's stop blaming other people, take responsibility, but in an honest way that forgives us for being a damn human being. And let's create the monsoon to release all of the blockages that we totally forgot are even there. So go into our meditation. We're going to start on self-care. This is all self-care. Everything I do is a matter of self-care. Wrapping your mind around new concepts, doing the meditations, very important for self-care. I'm going to elevate to turquoise, our voice. Indigo, our ability to think and think outside the box. And purple, our connection to the ocean the little drop that we are, the ocean of energy that we will return to after this individuation in this video game is done. Let it wash. Let it show us the next step. Let it soothe us. We are not ever alone. We don't have to be. We are connected. Indigo, turquoise, pink. Let's spend a moment on the love center. This is where we can really make a difference to ourselves and to the energy of the world, is by sending out love. If you see somebody looking particularly good that day, whether they're in fashion or not, why not just stop and say, man, looking slick, something. It brings a little bit of sunshine. It articulates a positive. But sending out love into the world in multiple different ways. It works to clear blockages that you have that you might not ever be able to zero in on and attack and bring it down. At the intestines, let's stop a moment. I know your sexual organs are combined here, but this is where your body decides what to keep and what to let go. This is where we're going to decide that we're going to flood out blockages. And that is where we decide that. This is where we send love. And this is where we care for ourselves. And this is for where we get the next step to do that. Then all we have to do is follow through. Okay, down at the bottom now, root chakra, connect to the earth. Be part of the conversation. Ground your electric body. The biggest organism on earth, they say, is aspens. But the truth is that all trees are communicating via the mushroom mycelium under the ground in the earth. And it is actually the mycelia that is the largest organism. And the energy connected through all of us is the largest organism of all. When the Sermon on the Mount happened, he said, you can do what I do. And that is because we are all of the same energy. We are all capable of the same things. And he wasn't just talking about being nice. He was talking about healing the sick. He was talking about creating miracles. He was talking about manifesting your wildest dreams. All right, into the mind palace. Doors of opportunities to change synapse behavior. Windows open, ready to receive. Not operating on fear here. We're operating on receptiveness. And drains. A place for everything that dislodges, that is causing a blockage, to release. Calm the tornado. Calm. And here we sit. In the middle, all these tools at our disposal. Do a quick body scan. Where are you holding things? Then we'll visualize a beautiful waterfall flowing through that area so that it can take with it these undescriptive blockages to our energy flow. Just let the waterfall wash through. Feel them loosening and flowing away Picture the drains, all of that cleansing and flowing out of your body. It was a good shower this morning. Everything flowing through the drains. Everything rushing through and cleansing, and dislodging, releasing, and opening to what's next. Allow the water flow to flow. Allow yourself to move a little bit, loosen up areas in your body so that the flow can move, so those impediments can get all the way out. Get the kinks out. There you go. I'm going to keep love. I'm going to radiate positivity for myself and others. And I'm going to be so grateful for getting to play the game. Let that, like a wave, like a sonic boom, just out from your body, and also help dislodge at the same time that the waterfall is flowing through and releasing. And unclench. Let it release. Let it go. Doesn't have to be anybody's fault. Nobody's out to get you. Nobody wants to hurt you. Breathe into the process. Back up to pink. Now this should be pretty big. Our self-care center's going, woohoo! And up. And up. Connect to the ocean. Be open to the messages. Bring it down. Feel the love. Make the choice. Be part of the conversation of the earth. You're worth it. Namaste.